The difference was this was complete darkness. It was over northern Iraq, and this was the real thing.
It certainly was. Tom, terrific work for you, and we're glad that these guys made it down. Really nice job. Thank you very much. I need to get back to Brent Sadler, who's at the site where they dropped. And Brent, you've got some of these guys with you. Is that right?
That's absolutely right, Aaron. I'm standing next to Sergeant First Class Jason Geringer, who's really overlooking the beginnings of these dugouts. I'm going to put him on to you now, and perhaps you'd like to have a word with him.
I would indeed. What was it like? Well, let me give him a second to get the phone.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. First of all, we're glad you're safely on the ground. This is the beginning of it all for you. What was it like when that door opened and you started moving down that line?
Well, for me, I was fortunate enough to be a jump master, and I got to stand in the door for about 3 minutes and watch the approach in. And as I exited jumpers out, it was an incredible feeling of adrenaline to see those paratroopers leave the doors, and for me to leave after them and then see the chutes in the air. So it was quite invigorating.
Sergeant, you've probably done this drill, I would imagine, hundreds of times in your life. Did it feel altogether different, or is it exactly the way the training goes?
It is exactly the way of the training. There was no difference. Just different terrain and a different location was the only difference for us.
Would you, through the course of this 4-hour plane ride, or however long it was, would you walk up and down the plane and make sure that your guys, who I assume are younger than you, less experienced than you, that they were okay?
Well, that's part of our jobs as non-commissioned officers. We ensure that everybody's confident on what they're doing. If we have to give them a pep talk, we do. Get their equipment ready to go, and just make sure that they feel that they're part of the team. And everything just goes just as we train. That's why we're able to do what we do, because training is no different than we're executing now here in northern Iraq.
I know you can't talk too much about what you're going to do, and I'm not going to ask you anything about what you're going to do. Just tell me how hard your heart was beating. Was it thumping pretty good?
It definitely was thumping more than normal. So I had a lot of thoughts going through my mind and a lot of emotions, and yeah, my heart rate was up there.
And when you jump onto the plane, you were the last one out. Are you able to? Is it so dark that you can't see anything, or were you able to see the chutes of the other soldiers who had already gotten out?
I was able to see some of the soldiers as they were coming out, and it was it was a moonless night, and we hit the ground pretty quick, and then right from there we just executed our on-the-ground mission, and here we are.
And again, does that go just according to the way that you all have trained for it for weeks and months, and I suppose in some cases years? When you hit the ground, everyone knows exactly what they're supposed to do so that everyone's accounted for?
That's it. Just like I said before, the training is wherever we do the training elsewhere is no different than we do it in combat, and it went just as smooth this morning with no complications and no problems.
How long from the time you jump out of the airplane to the time you hit the ground, how long does that take?
It depends on the altitude. I'm not quite sure the exact altitude we were at last night, but the ground came up pretty quickly.
It did come up pretty quickly. Everybody okay on the ground?
Everybody's okay, just a few bumps and bruises, and everybody's good to go.
Sergeant, you take care of yourself and take care of your men.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Sir, thank you very much. That's something. You take care of yourself. We'll take a break and be right back.
Mr. Goodwrench, who is this